So Aishwarya, you have asked these questions to me rapid
Yes.
fire. So can I ask you a question?
Okay, tell me.
So have you ever used a app called Bourbon?
Bourbon? No, not really. I don't remember using it.
Do you want to look up?
Let me see what it is.
By the way, while she's looking up, Bourbon was the first version of Instagram. It was a local networking app, and the company was about to close until the founders figured out there was only one feature people were using, which was filters, and then they rebranded it Instagram.
Oh, right. That's why I don't find it in the Play Store, but Google does talk about it.
Yeah.
Great. Interesting to know that this version existed. I don't know if most of us know about it. Thank you so much. This was
You're welcome.
great insight. Hi, hello, welcome. You're listening to Dream Big podcast series. Today's topic is something that we all use on our daily basis. Let me give you some figures. Over 360 million Indians are active on Instagram. Most of them discover, connect, and buy from businesses using the platform. For businesses, it's no more just an image posting tool, but it's a low cost, high impact tool for marketing. So, if you're interested to know the what's and hows of Instagram, this one's for you. You will understand from setup to expectations as well as running ads and lead generation. Joining us today is Bhaskar Thakur, co founder and CEO of Upgrowth, a digital growth agency working with businesses for them to expand on the digital market. With over 25 years of experience with working with various businesses, Bhaskar brings in the blend of strategic marketing and street mart strategy for growing the business. Bhaskar and Upgrowth together have worked for passionate startups as well as mission driven not for profits, not just to get them digital visibility, but also to grow smartly. Today, Bhaskar will unpack Instagram for us only the way he can do it, with clarity, speed, and with dash of desiness. Bhaskar, it's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you for having me here.
Bhaskar, I spoke about the numbers and they said what they said about the use of Instagram that has probably grown a lot over the past years.
Yeah.
When it started more of a image sharing platform, and now we know that none of our day goes without using Instagram, and that's the use in day to day life. Why do you think that Instagram has become such a popular platform from a image sharing platform to now what it serves as? What could be the reason, or what is the reason as per your experience?
So before we get into Instagram, we have to take a step back and understand where we are today. If you think of it, the phone in your hand is the most personalized device ever. Think of it, people share desktops, people share laptops, people share tablets, but no one ever shares their phone with anyone.
Right.
So the phone is you. So whatever you do, phone actually represents you as a persona. Add to that the digital bandwidth that we have today. The cost of accessing data is close to zero in India.
Yes.
So when you put these two together, people want rich media. People want to consume rich media. If you look at any social platforms that have rich media are the most popular today. The most popular in India is YouTube. Then comes Instagram, with over 360 million users, as you said. So now think, if as a small business, I know my customers are their phone, because whatever they do, wherever they go, I can track. So that is one reason why Instagram is so popular. The other reason is that it allows you rich media formats. Reels. You can create reels and you can publish reels. It's all rich media. You don't have to read. It's visual.
Easy to consume.
It's easy to consume. It's visual. So it's very difficult to describe this kurta like maroon kurta with flowers and petals.
Right.
But if I see this, I see this. No? And if I see you wearing this, I see. It's a visual thing. So anything visual, Instagram is popular, and which is why businesses that are more visual in nature should adopt Instagram, and they cannot kind of ignore Instagram.
Got that. I think you just, while concluding this answer, you mentioned that the businesses who are doing more of visual part should adopt Instagram.
Yeah.
Have you identified any specific sector-based businesses, say food, fashion, like businesses that probably for whom Instagram works better than any other business? Because we also understood that 80% of the people buy from these food, fashion, wellness kind of
Yeah,
businesses through the Instagram platform.
absolutely.
So, are there any specific businesses for whom Instagram works the best as a marketing platform?
To answer that question, you have to look at these businesses from two aspects. Number one, their industry. Anything visual is uh, is suitable for Instagram. For example, you said wellness. It's very difficult to say to demonstrate weight gain or weight loss in a blog
Hmm.
or even in before after photos.
Right.
So wellness, fitness, health, uh, then food, fashion, beauty, all these these are businesses suited for Instagram. So that is one way to look at it. The other way to look at it is the business model.
Mhm.
Now, there are two popular business models in India today. One is direct to consumer, where you are directly selling to consumer, and the other is the traditional channel. You go through the channel partners and
Correct.
sell your product. So, if your business is direct to consumers, again, Instagram is the right channel for you because you know your customer. So, if you are in Pune and if you want to sell a certain product, say food product, you know who will be your consumer. Is it the lady of the house, or is it the child? Is it, so you can target age wise, demography wise
Right.
on Instagram. So again, it's very suited for direct to consumer businesses. However, if you say I want to do it through, say, through retail channel, then you can use it for branding,
Hmm.
but you will not get sales on Instagram.
Got it. Got it. We also see that I, as a consumer, or even our viewers as the consumers of Instagram as a platform, we see there are many businesses out there on Instagram. Few of them have hardly just created their profile. Few of them are doing something on the profile, and few of them are really trending on Instagram. Most of us have them in our fields. Obviously, there is algorithm and all those things.
Hmm.
But what are those businesses doing? As in, what kind of time probably they are giving to Instagram as a platform? What are the skills that probably they, or I don't know if they have hired an agency, what kind of time skills are required to use this platform effectively for the business?
Okay, so let's talk about the skills and the time required. So if I'm and again, this is in context of small businesses, like a person running a boutique with a few people, with a few employees, and or a few family members helping them.
Right.
According to us, like what we have seen, if you put in a couple of hours a day, that is a good start.
Okay.
That is all you require initially to put. Now, when it comes to skill, as you mentioned, and all of us know, Instagram is a very visual platform.
Correct.
So you have to have the skills of creating visually appealing creatives.
Okay.
It could be videos, it could be static images. So then the important skill over here then becomes knowing how to use such tools like Canva
Okay.
or InShot. So these are tools that help you quickly create very appealing creatives, videos or static images. So this would be the skill required to begin with.
So Bhaskar, when we were speaking about for which kind of businesses is Instagram a right platform, you mentioned that it is mostly for business who can give more of visual content about their product or their service. But also, we can also say probably Facebook also has that ability of uploading photos and videos. How does Instagram still stand different, and what kind of businesses probably probably from a target group point of view, whom they are trying to sell point of view, for which kind of that businesses should look at Instagram, and probably then the others might work with Facebook?
That's a very good way to look at Instagram versus Facebook. Now, so if you look at Facebook demography, it is generally people 35 and over, mostly 40 and over and going to 60. This is because Facebook started early. Facebook came in to early 2000s, and
True.
those people adopted. Also, the native content format of Facebook is more photo sharing. You upload photos. Reels came in later.
Correct.
On Facebook. Compare it to Instagram. Instagram is more for the 15-year to the 30-year-olds,
Okay.
35-year-olds. So
Mhm.
brands that are targeting this, say uh, purses or gifting. Gifting is another big
Segment.
segment in on Instagram.
Okay.
So these, so if your brand is targeting this particular segment, the teenager to say it's 30 something age group, then Instagram is again a very good platform for the brand.
So, Bhaskar, probably we understood how does Instagram work primarily and for whom it is a right platform.
Hmm.
But for businesses who have either not at all gone to Instagram to build their profile or have built a very primary profile just by creating a single login with some logo and all attached. But what could be few first steps that any business should take when starting with Instagram as a marketing platform?
This is one place where we see most businesses going wrong.
Hmm.
So there are 3-4 things that a business should do when they start using Instagram for their business. You may be using Instagram for your own personal self,
Correct.
but if you are using it for your business, the first thing is convert it to a business account. Why do I say convert it to a business account? Because 80% of Indians on Instagram follow at least one business. Yeah, you may follow friends and you may have different, but they follow one business account. The second thing you should do is have a very good bio. Have a professional bio. It should say what you do. It should say how people can contact you. Do you want people to DM you? Do you want people to call you? Do you want people to WhatsApp you? It should be clearly over there.
Mentioned.
Call to action should be mentioned over there. The next thing you should do is you should create story highlight. And most people don't do this.
Right.
Story highlight is the place where you can put your menu if you are a restaurant. You can put your offerings, you can put your products, you can put customer reviews. And that is what will help you gain credibility as a business account.
Got it.
Once you do these 3 things, then is the time to organize your Instagram account. You can do by adding things like LinkedIn, link in bio, Linktree, so that you can make navigation easy for your business.
So they do this while probably in the first 2 weeks of they starting with Instagram, using Instagram for business. But how should they look at the next 30-60 days? Because most of us understand the algorithm part or the visibility part comes only when you follow frequency, you follow consistently, you use Instagram or post something on Instagram. So what should any business plan for the 30 days or 60 days of Instagram if they have started today?
So first thing is you should have the right expectation. So for the first 30 days, the most important thing is bringing about consistency. What that means is you should start posting. In the first 30 days, you should make at least 20 to 25 posts.
Okay.
And these 4 posts should have a pattern. They should have a theme. They should have a call to action.
Okay.
Now, what should you expect in this first 30 days is people interacting with your post. You should be looking at how many people are commenting on your post, how many people are visiting your bio, how many people are liking the post, how many people are saving the post. Do not expect them to give you a call or buy your product.
Okay.
So that's how you get started initially. The expectation should be that we build content, we put out content where people find certain value and then they kind of interact with the content.
Got that.
If you talk about the next 30 days, what should be expected in the next 30 days, which is up to 60 days, then what we are looking at people getting more engaged with the content. Is the number of people who share your content increasing? Is the number of people who save your content increasing? Are more people visiting your bio?
Got it.
Now, in the first 30 days, when people reach out to you on your bio, what you should do as the business owner is DM them.
Okay.
thanking them that, hey, I have started, share your story. I have started this new business and thank you. Let me know what you think about. After the first 30 days, you can engage with them on the posts on Instagram.
Got it. So you mentioned that those who have engaged with your content, those who have probably liked or commented on your content, commented, I still agree that we get their handle there. But someone who has just watched, or if it's a reel, and if I say key, if I see that there are 1,200, 1,300 people who have watched it, is there a chance that I can also reach out to them? And where do I see all these things? Ki, how much is the engagement? Who all have seen? Is there any dashboard which I can look at? And with what frequency should I keep looking at this thing in the initial 30, 60 days?
Yeah, so there is, of course, you have the Meta dashboard which you can refer to all these to get all these matrices. But one, you asked about how many people viewed, and those we call them. So there are some vanity numbers and there are some real numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So what you should be bothered about is two aspects: width and depth of engagement. Width of engagement is the number, that big number you are talking about, how many people viewed. And I don't think there is a way you can just thank them and
generically probably say
yes,
that.
and then say you can talk about it. But you should be bothered about the depth of engagement. Who are these users who are coming and commenting, sharing, saving? Because these are the users that who will help you grow your account.
Got that. Okay, so when a business is starting, you mentioned that first 30 days should be more of engagement, next 60 days should be more of understanding who are the people who are engaging with you. But is there any top bracket or the timeline where a business should say, okay, now I need to make some deliberate effort so that I can now start actually getting business or getting those leads from the platform? Is there any specific timeline, or it varies from business to business?
It varies, but let us, for the sake of discussion, let us put it in a structure. So when the first 30 days is when you should look at how you are in, how people are interacting with the content you put out on Instagram. You are looking out what times work best for your post.
Okay.
So here your expectation should be that, hey, let me find my champions, my heroes who are interacting with my post. Learn from them, like why they like, which kind of posts work, which doesn't work in the first 30 days. Then in the next 60 days, you get deeper engagement metrics, like how many people are saving, how many people are bookmarking, forwarding, how many people are saving or commenting on your post. So this could be 1 month, this could even take 2 months. So that time frame would depend from business to business. It also depends on who has started the business. Say, for example, if you are already running a business on Instagram, or if you already have a handle and you already have followers and you start something new, it will be much faster for you. If you are doing starting your Instagram handle for the first time, it may take you more time.
Got it.
So that part will change. Now, after you have reached that stage, the third stage is how are people interacting with your expected call to action. Let me explain what that means. Is when you post, you put certain call to action. So say you would say, visit this link.
Correct.
So then the next stage is to start looking at how many people are clicking on the link.
Got it.
Or you say, DM me for a quote.
Correct.
So if that is your call to action, then you should see how many people DM you. Now this reflects their intent. This may or may not result in business, but it means that there is an intent to transact.
Got it.
So the third stage is looking at the call to actions, and typically call to actions are DM me, or you put your WhatsApp number, you get a WhatsApp message, or you put
visit the website.
Visit the website. So these are the numbers that you should be looking at in the third stage.
Okay, so moving to the next part, Bhaskar, we learned about what should be the initial activity in terms of setting up your profile. Then we understood about, say first 30, 60 days plan, approach, expectations that one should set. But the biggest player in Instagram marketing, how even I as a user understand, is the content.
Yeah.
the type of content, the quality of content, the frequency of content. And there are various formats of content that Instagram helps you with or supports you with.
Hmm.
In that case, what types of formats does Instagram provide, and which format works for what kind of business or what kind of content?
Hmm. As we discussed, Instagram is a very rich content platform. It allows you to create rich videos or graphics, etc. So there are 4 basic content formats
Okay.
that Instagram offers.
Okay.
First is the reel, second is story,
Mm-hmm.
third is carousel, fourth is live. So basically, if you see, there are 4 types of content you can create. So now let's talk about reels. Reels is to create your reach.
Okay.
Reels is the most distributed platform. Yeah. When people say if you ask anyone how much time do you spend on Instagram, if they say 1 hour, 56 minutes is on reels.
That's true.
Yeah. So it's the consumption is very high. So reels help you create your reach. Then come stories. Stories with reach you will get certain followers.
Correct.
The next job is to engage these followers.
Okay.
So then comes stories. Stories have a 1-day shelf life. So essentially it is distributed for 1 day, and so you should use stories to create engagement. Now, what can you do in stories? Stories is something like questions, FAQs. You can put polls out there.
Okay.
In stories to create engagement.
Got
You can also create a kind of interaction, which can be ask me anything
question answers kind of
format. The third format is carousels. Now, this is where you can gauge interest and you can create some transaction intent. Now, you should use carousel to show your menu.
Correct.
Yeah, because it's very difficult to cram up everything in one slide. You should, if you're launching a new product line, that is when you should use a carousel. If you want to say something like, hey, 10 places you visit in Pune, you use carousel.
Correct.
So this is again a very engagement platform, and people try to save carousels. Like, because if I'm traveling, if I want to buy something, I will save that.
Got it.
So that is the third format. This is for deep engagement and taking people closer to transaction. The fourth format is live. This is when you want to give a walk around, or you want to have a live session, but it is tricky because you have to advertise in advance
about the live
and then nurture it over a period of time, and then it has to happen at that time. So these are the basic 4 content formats. Now, for a new business, it's very difficult, according to me, to do all the 4 formats, and it wouldn't even work. You should start with reels and stories.
Okay.
For a new small business, because you have limited bandwidth, you start with reels and stories. Focus on that, because that is where you will get maximum reach, and you have the opportunity to maximize engagement.
Got it. Just when we were talking about content, Bhaskar, another question that came to my mind is, we are saying about the whole India and the users across India. India has diversity of languages. Even if most of us understand Hindi and English, and most of the Instagram users, I'm sure, are comfortable with English, does language anywhere stand as a barrier, or does it support creating content only in English? Does it play a different role, or does creating a content in Marathi create a barrier, for example? Is language a player in that case?
I think I slightly differ. Most Instagram users don't understand English.
Okay.
Like, it's Instagram users in your circle who would understand English.
Probably, yeah.
But there are not 362 million English speaking folks in India. So vernacular is very big.
Right.
If you look at content, the kind of content that works, vernacular, local. These days, people have their affinity group which are local even in a city. It's not even in a city. So you should create content in language you are comfortable with and your audience appreciates.
Got it. Uh, a very important element of content these days has been, say, the audio or the hashtags.
Yeah.
Basically, something that Instagram uses to set its algorithm.
Hmm.
How can businesses, in the first place, understand what is the existing trending part and what exactly will help them get in the feeds? And then how should they use it? What should be their thought process while using any hashtag or any particular audio for their content?
Yeah. So let's take it in two parts. First about hashtags, and then we'll go to the audio.
Sure.
Uh, hashtag is a very misunderstood concept, and I see people using it in a context it should not be used.
Okay.
They would use a random hash. It's raining, which means nothing. So hashtag is a way Instagram's algorithm uses to organize and cluster content.
Okay.
What it means is that if it sees a certain hashtag, then it puts that, hey, this content is about this topic. Yeah. So on an average, people, you should use 5 to 15 hashtags depending on what your content is. I'm not giving a number,
Okay.
but it all depends. Like if it is a current affair, if there are celebrities in it, there is a theme, so all kinds of hashtags are used. So that is, hashtag is just a means to organize content. Now, what does it mean for businesses? Businesses have to use hashtags that are relevant to them.
Got it.
Yeah, and also that are trending.
Correct.
So what businesses can do about hashtags is look at hashtags that have medium frequency or that are not very popular and that are, but they were somewhere in the middle of the pyramid.
Okay.
This is especially for small businesses because the top hashtags of the day will be dominated by big brands. Yeah, they have the muscle power and they will send out 50 Instagram posts or reels or whatever in a day. So it becomes very difficult for a small business to get visibility. But if they look at hashtag that has medium reach, that would mean these are local, these are relevant to your business, and there are followers. So they should look at those hashtags.
Okay.
When it comes to audio, Instagram has this tool there. At the bottom, you will see there is a up arrow which is kind of yellow orange, and that indicates what is popular over there, what is trending, what is popular. So mostly, if you will see, it is theme based or current affairs based. If there's a new movie, that will be trending. If there is a theme or if there is a festival, if there is Holi, something related to that will be trending. So find something which is which is related to your business and popular. So that's how you should use hashtags. And but make sure that the hook over there is in the first 3 seconds.
Got it. You mentioned where people can understand about the trending music and how can they, probably see which is the trending one today.
Yeah.
But about the hashtags, I had a follow-on question. Where can people, or obviously the users of Instagram as businesses, can understand what is the trending hashtag for my business today and what are the probably top or the mid-pyramid hashtags that I should be using? Where is that place that they can get it?
Yes. So if you Google, or if you even on Instagram, if you dig deep, you will see how many people are using that hashtag in a day.
Okay.
So that number is what you should pick up. And mostly hashtags are cross-platform. So hashtag on Instagram will also be used on Facebook, also on X, maybe on YouTube and so on. So look at cross-platform. Volume of people or volume of content with a particular hashtag.
Got it. When we say content, again, most of us would find businesses creating content on a daily basis.
Yeah.
As simple as they are, shooting how their day looks like, and that would be their content. Or most of the times they are talking about their product, that could be the content. They might be also using the three, four types of content or the formats of content that you just spoke about. But at what time should they probably, and this is all organic, they probably till now are not spending more. Most of the businesses now, there are two types in that, I think. One segment would hesitate spending money, another segment would just keep on putting money probably on day one. What is that right time when they should start putting, running campaigns, running ads, using influencers, the content creators for influencing the flow towards their business?
Let us put it in a timeline. So if you are starting new on Instagram for your business, the first thing is first 30 days, make it organic. When I say it should be organic, the outreach, you should outreach to your network. So, I mean, I don't think there will be many people who have zero connects on social media. So you reach out, you put out the post, reach out to your friends, reach out to your colleagues, reach out to people you know on WhatsApp and announce it. Announce it on platforms where you have followers. So the first 30 days is inorganically curated in that day, in that way. What it means is who all can you bring
Correct.
to the platform, to your Instagram profile, Instagram post. That is the first 30 days. Now then, in the first 30 days, assume that you have put out 20 posts.
Okay.
And then you have certain budget. That is when you can start boosting your reels. We discussed that reels will create your reach, and stories will create engagement. So that is the time you should start boosting your reels, not your stories.
Okay.
Because you want to reach out to more people.
Correct.
So boost your reels, and a budget of 500 to 1,000 a week should be good enough at that stage.
Okay.
Once you start doing that, then again, there comes the role of influencers. Now, there are various kinds of influencers, and influencers collaborate with brands where they see synergy, where their audience can benefit. So it means it would be like-minded or like-minded influencers. So for businesses, individual run or small businesses where there are few people, I'm talking about food, fashion, beauty, health, wellness, where people are starting or moving to Instagram. Look at micro influencers. Don't go for the main big influencers because they will not entertain you.
Correct.
You have to go for influencers who have, say, 10,000 followers, but followers who are likely to have an interest in your product. And 10,000 to, say, 20,000, 25,000, that should be, that's the kind of influencer you should go after.
Okay.
Because, and then they would also be, the charges would be something that a business can afford.
Got it. Bhaskar, you mentioned that there is a time that you should start approaching the influencers, and also what are the parameters probably you should look for when you are identifying an influencer. But there are a lot of them outside there, and most of them they have their own segments. Few of them would create, say, comedy content. Few of them would be doing recipes as a part of their content. How should a business identify ki this influencer is my kind of influencer? Does it mean the target group they're addressing? Does it mean the kind of content they are delivering? Does it mean their own positioning in the market as an individual? What are those parameters in all which a business should consider?
In a way, it's a funny question because you should not have to identify the influencer. The influencer should reach out to you. Okay. If that person is an influencer influencing audiences in your target group, they should reach out to you. That's the first thing. If they are sitting somewhere in a cave, and then they are not an influencer. They may be amazing human beings, but they are not an influencer. So now, that being said, now if you want to see filter out influencers, like what they are doing, and what kind of reach they have. So first look at their age and the age of your target audience, because people relate uh, to peers. Like, if you're trying to sell a handbag to a teenager, women in their 50s will not appeal.
Okay.
Yeah, so you have to find influencers who are that particular age. Then you have to find influencers who have worked in, not I would not say competing, but similar domain.
Okay.
If it is about health and fitness, you can talk about weight loss, you can talk about weight gain, you can talk about yoga, they can talk about meditation, they can talk about fashion.
Correct.
So related domain, but they will not. They will if someone is an influencer in fashion, they will not talk about probably sports or
Correct.
something like that. So that would be the second factor, and then look at their geographical reach and the number of people they are. The second thing, the second level of filtering you should do is to find out how often do they do this influencing post, because if 100% of their posts are influencer posts, then they are not creating original content. So their followers will be not deep, like as we did, they may have wide following, but the engagement will not be deep.
Got it.
So these are the few factors you should look at. As you grow, these days all agency have a influencer outreach program. So then you can, that is another way to kind of identify influences.
Because you mentioned that influencers should come to the business, what is that I as a business should have on my Instagram or on my profile that influencer would feel like approaching me in that case?
First thing is, like, there are few things you can do. Number one, you can be upright and say that, hey, you are looking for collaborations.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and not in those many words, but you can be creative. You can say in your story highlight, you can put something like, want to join this movement, want to join our brand, we are DM me. Yeah. So people, influencers who are looking for partnerships will reach out.
Okay.
That's the first thing. Then spread it in the network. Yeah. Instead, so that I would say use the sales techniques over here. Instead of giving a cold call, it becomes a warm call, or the other person calls. So I would say, like, and now you can put it on your Instagram very subtly that, hey, you are looking for partnerships. You can spread the word, and that's what I would recommend.
Okay, great. Mass creation of content and probably consistency. But when we say consistency, is there a specific day, specific time of the day which works for the businesses? So how is it there one, and how should they identify which is that right time for engagement?
Yeah. So there are two approaches to that. So let me flip the question. Usually, what time do you eat?
In the afternoon and in the night.
In the night.
Breakfast,
so if you are a food brand, you should be posting right before that. Yeah. So when do you travel? Summer vacations. Yeah. What do you do? When do you commute from work or to work? In the morning 8 o'clock or in the 6 o'clock. So most businesses have a set time. Say food is usually around 11 to 1, and then 6 to 8. That's the kind of time in India when you should be posting about food, because that is the time people are hungry. That is the time
they're thinking about food.
They are already in that mindset about food. And yeah, so before when it's festival, they are thinking about buying apparels, so you get more active over there. And then there are some deep engagements, say, like you want to talk about health, you talk beginning of the year or during the weekend. So there are some natural times when people think about certain product or services. So that is what you should be looking at. Okay. That's approach one. The second approach is experiment.
Okay.
Look at various time slots, try out what is working for you, and then kind of figure it out for your business.
Bhaskar, we even as users, we also get bombarded with similar kind of businesses, even in a day's scroll. Even I'm talking about today when I'm sitting here, if I've seen Instagram today, I've seen at least 5 to 6 apparel businesses promoting their short kurtis, for example. Which means there is a lot of saturation in terms of even sector specific or product specific businesses using Instagram. Is there a way or is there a hack probably a business can try doing which can help them differentiate from such kind of like 10 businesses are there in the segment and probably that one standing out?
Yeah. So I think we discussed this in parts over our over this discussion. So the first thing is, when you create your account, business account, and say, let's go with the same example of apparel kurtis. When you are talking about yourself, when in your bio, you should talk about you and your approach to the product. Like, what is the differentiator that you have?
Okay.
Then comes the visual aspect. Like, when you put out the photographs. So if someone is doing, say, linen product, someone is doing sustainable, it should stand out that you are doing linen, sustainable, or someone is doing high street product. So that has to stand out as a consistent theme in your bio, in the posts that you put, and it should relate with your target audience.
Okay.
Buy sustainable, save earth. So, and you should not say buy sustainable, save money. It doesn't make sense. But you should say buy sustainable, save earth. Like, I mean, just for an example, if you are saying save money, then it should have that kind of look and feel. So that's how you stand out.
Got it. So whatever your message is, being consistent across all your posts and content is what probably will help a business stand out.
Exactly.
Got it. So all this while we spoke about the type of content, engagement, reaching out to people. But the very important part of how businesses would look at any platform is it giving me business?
Yeah.
So my question is more of, does Instagram really help you get leads and get business out of the platform? And how is it possible for a business to ensure that they get leads out of Instagram?
Yeah, great. So Instagram does help businesses get lead. And in fact, there was a study done by Meta in 2023, which said about 60% of businesses got some business from Instagram.
Okay.
60% of business accounts that they had surveyed on Instagram. So there are certain businesses that are very likely to get business from Instagram. These are niche businesses. Now, businesses that are not Amazon type, that are not massy. That will get a lot of leads and business from Instagram. Say, like we discussed, sustainability, where you can identify people, identify audiences, and pitch your product. Then local businesses are very likely to get business and demand from Instagram. In Pune, if you look at Hapus, there's a lot of business commerce on Instagram in the season.
Okay.
If you look at local food, there is a lot of demand commerce on Instagram. So you have to kind of put your business in the right manner. You have to pitch it in the right manner to the right audience, and yes, then there is business on Instagram.
Okay. And in you kept mentioning about DM, you kept mentioning about call to action, which is commonly called as CTA.
Yeah.
How are these tools or methods? How do they contribute to lead generation through Instagram?
So say you are selling a product. How will you sell on Instagram? You can put up a store. That is one way. You can have your own website. You can direct traffic. But most small businesses, what they do is they link their WhatsApp to Instagram. That is one approach. Or they ask for DM. So what happens is, hey, you are looking at, say, again, staying with the example of that kurti. You are looking at that kurti. You can just WhatsApp the business owner that, hey, what is the price of this one? Is it standard size? Questions like this. And if the business owner is active on WhatsApp, then they can immediately reply.
Correct.
So some business owners are active on WhatsApp, others are active on Instagram itself through DM.
Correct.
So depending on where you are active, you should have that call to action.
Got it. Great. I think whatever we could say about Instagram, we actually covered most of it. But as we have been saying, Instagram is more of visuals. So I think it is more of our users trying to use Instagram, experimenting, and then see what works for their business the best, and keep referring to what we just discussed from time and again whenever they need it. Towards the end, Bhaskar, because Instagram has introduced all of us to short content, crisp content, probably let's have quick rapid fire around Instagram. So I have a few questions listed. Shall we begin with it?
Sure.
Okay. One Instagram feature you think is underrated but super useful for small businesses?
Story highlights.
Your favorite free tool or app to create Instagram content quickly?
Canva.
Okay. If a business can post only 3 times a week, what should they focus on? Reels, stories, or carousels?
Reels, stories, and carousel in that order.
Okay. The biggest red flag you notice on small business Instagram profile?
DM me for quote without any bio.
One thing you wish every business would stop doing on Instagram?
Using random hashtags.
Okay. Is it okay to post the same content on Facebook and Instagram?
No.
And last question of rapid fire. If a small business had 5,000 to spend on Instagram, what would you recommend they do with it?
Boost the reels.
Okay. Great. I think the rapid fire also gave very good insights for people to learn from them and use in their Instagram marketing strategy. Great. Thank you so much for your insights, Bhaskar. I'm sure our viewers would learn from it and start using Instagram for marketing and reaching out more people and obviously grow their business through it. Thank you.
Sure. All the best. So Aishwarya, you have asked these questions to me rapid
Yes.
fire. So can I ask you a question?
Okay. Tell me.
So have you ever used an app called Bourbon?
Bourbon? No, not really. I don't remember using it.
Do you want to look up?
Let me see what it is.
By the way, while she's looking up, Bourbon was the first version of Instagram. It was a local networking app, and the company was about to close until the founders figured out there was only one feature people were using, which was filters, and then they rebranded it Instagram.
Oh, right. That's why I don't find it in the Play Store, but Google does talk about it.
Yeah.
Great. Interesting to know that this version existed. I don't know if most of us know about it. Thank you so much. This was
You're welcome.
great insight. Okay, so this was a very interesting conversation around Instagram, rather a masterclass, because we learned from what should be the mindset when you're using Instagram as a platform. We learned about various features that businesses can use to leverage on the platform for marketing, as well as what to expect from the platform. So all of this, I'm sure of that most of you would understand. You will experiment with this for your businesses. So ensure that you use all this information and implement it in your business. Stay tuned with Dream Big podcast. We are bringing in various other topics that will contribute to your business growth. Do follow deAsra and Yashasvi Udyojak on all our social media platforms, including YouTube. See you all.